What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Subnautica. My name is Splattercat, and right now we're going to outfit this Cyclops so that it'll have all the things we need to be our mobile base on the run. Although I feel like that was a little bit redundant. You don't need the on the run part if you already had like the mobile base. I guess it gives a little bit more detail as to how it moves around, like the pitter-patter of little cyclopean feet. However, let's get back up here because we got stuff to do. Enough with the wordplay and the randomness and the shenanigans. Let's make ourselves a fabricator, shall we? I'll probably put it... I don't know, where was our fabricator last time? Was it in here? This seems like a pretty good place for it, except that it looks really crooked to me. Aye. About as straight as a dog's leg, my friend. I am super not crooked. That looks pretty good. You put it behind the door or something, or put it like over here? Sure, why not? It'll take us 4 titanium, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it can't be helped for right now. I think that's pretty much going to be the majority of our entire... No, we've still got 3 titanium left. Can we make a locker? What's a locker going to cost me? It requires glass. That's unfortunate. That's very, very unfortunate, because glass is a pain in the ass to gather. It takes tons of quartz in order to make that stuff, whereas it used to be really, really easy to make glass. Now it's kind of a pain. Let's see, what can I drop and get rid of here? The other problem that we're running into is I just have way too much stuff in my inventory. I could just... Is this going to sink my boat right now? I bet you it will. Yeah, it's going to do that thing, because apparently these have like infinite weight or something. I'm not exactly sure how it works. But somehow, the game rectifies random items as being hella heavy. And so look, now we're in like a nosedive towards the bottom of the ocean because I dropped stuff on the floor. It's one of those random features that I don't find to be super attractive. All they need to do is go back through for the items. And in the physics section, they need to make them like way less and basically make them non-interactable so that they're stopped by... So that they can be stopped by clipping planes, but at the same time, they don't affect the weight of an object that they're sitting inside of. I don't know how difficult that would be, but it's definitely a major thing so far. I've sunk my pod, I've done all kinds of random stuff by leaving. It's become very apparent to me that you probably don't want to leave stuff laying around inside your base. Still, it's floating, so I'm just going to leave it for right now. We're going to look for quartz on the way back, because I think I'm pretty much out of it. Maybe. Well, let's go have a look. I might have 3 quartz that I can scrape together so that we can make a locker and start storing some things. In the previous series, we used our lockers mostly for holding the ridiculous abundance of metal that playing the game required. This time around, things are a little bit different. I've noticed there's a scarcity of materials with some of these things, and so every single time I see them, I'm like, I gotta pick that up right now because I might need it in 10 minutes. And if I don't, I'm gonna regret it. Let's look for... Let's see if I left some quartz in here real fast. If I left some quartz in here, it'll be okay. If I didn't, then we've got to scramble all over the place to try and find it. Fabricator, I don't need you right now. So that's going to be mostly salt and other random stuff. We do have, like, needs right now that need to be fulfilled. But... we could probably wait till... Oh, you can eat acid mushrooms? They seem like they would be spicy. They do have acid in the name. That's what it reminds me of. We might also consider making our welder now while we're on the subject so that we can fix things if we have to. What does the welder require? Just like lithium and some other stuff? Welder. We got a flare right there. Welder requires magnesium titanium. Okay. Alright, we'll get to it in just a moment. We got to go back over to this spot. We're going to check our chests and see if there's anything down and in there that we need. I don't even know if we can deploy the chests inside of our sub without it sinking. So I might just move them over to where our base is at so that they're just in the right spot where they need to be. Opening up the storage, there's the quartz that we needed. So I'll take all of that stuff right there. Don't think I'm going to have enough space for all of this. So what I'll try and do... let's get rid of some of the things we're not going to be using right now. And if you want to come with me, we can make this all work. And so the next part's going to be a little bit migratory. Our Cyclops is down at the bottom of the ocean. That should be fine, just fine. All I wanted to do was slap a couple lockers in anyways. We should also more than likely gather up some metal while we're here and turn it into titanium because I am flat broke and out. We no longer have any titanium, which is weird for me because typically I'm sitting on top of just like loads and loads and loads of the shit. But right now, no titanium. No titanium at all. That quartz would probably be useful as well. Any crashes down in here? Hope not. And I don't really need copper. I don't see any nodules in here either. I mean, I'm not going to be inside something and be like, hey, I'm looking for nodules inside of you, but still. Damn, another copper. What I need is titanium. And I know I've picked a lot of the metal clean, too. That's going to be the other half of this nastiness. Alright, well, we're almost out of air. Let's just do what we came to do here. Now that we're all full up, I'm going to go back down to the Cyclops. We're almost out of juice for this thing, which means that I should probably... Inventory's full. It's okay, I can come back and get them. I should make another battery real fast so that we can use the Sea Glide to get around. Inventory's full. There's metal right there. There's metal right there. Oh, I went all the way around the map, and it was sitting right alongside snakes. Would have bit me. All that fun stuff. This Gary fish looks like he's having difficulties. What's up, man? You're not feeling so good right now? No, you know. Feeling like I'm a little bit beached at the moment. Life's not going the way I wanted. My career has just sort of hit a brick wall. I'm having a lot of troubles right now, and it's really sort of difficult for me to just keep on getting on. I'm like, I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling. Keep hanging. Oh, good. It fell through the bottom of the ship again, didn't it? Alright, well. Where's all my stuff, then, that I just dumped? If it despawned, normally it just falls through the floor. So why is this still tilted? Sometimes they go downhill too. Oh no, that's a big old flock of fish that I don't want to mess with. Alright, well, it appears as though we just lost a ton of loot, so I may have to do some farming in between episodes. I am disappointed about it. Probably should have known better. Probably should have known better. I'm gonna drop that right there for right now. No, I don't want to pick up the storage cache. I want to drop the storage cache. They need to make that less finicky, too. Let's see. We'll go... I need the knife, actually. I would love to have the knife in my inventory. We'll take those on out. We got the glass that we need. But I'd like to gather some metal really quickly. There's our levitating stone of magicianship over here. It makes you a better magician. I don't know what that entails or what that means, but that's what people keep telling me. But yeah, it looks like it despawned a bunch of our stuff. We might be able to shake it loose by going up to the surface, maybe. I don't know. It kind of depends. It really kind of depends. They might be on the lower deck, too, maybe. I mean, it's still lurching to the front. And it's still making noises like that, which makes me think that it's somewhere inside the ship somewhere. It sounds like there's bloodsuckers trying to get in, too. But they'll just have to deal for right now. Damn, usually it takes longer than that. Like, usually it takes a lot longer before it falls through the floor, so I was gambling on the fact that I'd be able to make it back and put it inside the storage chest before that happened, but... What are you gonna do? I don't know what we're running into right now. We're running into something. Running into problems is what we're running into. So see, is it glitched out inside my ship? Oh, that sucks. Please tell me it's not glitched out inside my ship. Since we only went up... This is something that we have to fix, like, right now, because this is going to be, like, a long-term hindrance. Yeah, it sounds like it's still inside the ship. Where at, though? I don't know. It still looks like it's lurching to me. Oh, they're right there. Okay, so there's a titanium. Is it down? Is there anything else here, or is that the only thing? Oh, like there's still something else. Let me fiddle with it and see if I can get some of this stuff out from... Yeah, it's inside the ship right there. Let me see if I can shake some of this shit loose. Alright, I think I shook it all loose. It didn't take that long, actually. It only took like maybe 2.5 minutes for me to shake it all loose. But it was basically me just going forward and then backing up really fast, like over and over and over again until the stuff came out from... There's a little, like, I don't know how it gets up and under there, but it glitches out underneath there is what it looks like. We're still at a tilt right now, which is a little bit concerning, but... At least it's fixed and we're not making a bunch of noise every time we move around, which is the part that I was worried about. We're almost out of energy on the Sea Glide. So I should probably get down on some battery crafting real fast. Let me take a look at you. So I'm going to need some copper in order to make this work. But all the stuff that we lost is now back. Put that in my inventory. I probably don't need the stasis rifle right now, and I think that's where the majority of my space problems are coming from. You wouldn't figure you would have space problems underwater, because unless the underwater is in space somehow. I guess you could have an ocean in space. That'd be kind of a weird concept. I need to get to writing a story about this. Either way, an underwater, like an ocean that's in space, but then gathers up like lots of little critters and things. That'd be weird. That's really, really primed for an odd story right there. Might get the old juices flowing. Let's see, we got some metal right there. We got some metal right there. I'm sure it's a thing that already exists. I can already hear the astronomers and all those like random physicists in my audience being like, "Nyeh, Splattercat doesn't know about a thing and I need to tell him." Nyeh. Was that a good impression? Was that close? I figured it's pretty close. Yay, more scrap metal! And so now we should be able to make ourselves a new battery for the Sea Glide. We'll get that done. We'll break this all down into titanium. And then once we've got all the titanium that we need, I should move the Sea Moth over here, but I gotta move the constructor too, so that's the part that I'm waiting on. Up we go. Let's fiddle with you. Wait, we can make another submarine that comes out of this submarine? That sounds pretty badass. Maybe we should do that. That seems like it would be pretty life-changing. Alright, well, we needed a battery, as I recall. So there it is. That should clear out a little bit of inventory space. It'll also get the Sea Glide up and running one more time. I needed to break all this down for a titanium. And so that's what we're going to do. The word titanium sounds so much more impressive than it actually is. Like, titanium, I told you guys this in a previous episode, titanium is like the letdown of geology. Like, you really get there, and throughout your entire life, cartoons and all kinds of other things have been telling you that, like, titanium is the shit, and stuff that can't be destroyed is made out of titanium. And then once you become a geologist, you're just disappointed by it. You're like, oh, titanium is lame. Like, it's pretty cool, I guess, when you put it in an alloy with other things, but as it stands right now, kind of a lame metal all by its lonesome. It's pretty. It's very, very purty. It's got colors and things. Alright, let's get this thing reloaded with the builder. Let's go. We got stuff to do. So I wanted to go with a... I don't know, just put like a corridor in over here or something. Seems cool to me. There we go. And so I guess you install the windows on the sides. I don't know exactly how these connect to one another. I hope they become like a big version if you put them next to each other. That would be pretty cool. Instead of it looking like I live inside a septic tank. I mean, for right now, this will do. I'm just going to make like a long corridor. And is that all of my titanium? I figure we're probably going through it pretty quickly. So the next thing we need is we need a hatch so that we can get in. And we can put the hatch on any side that we want. Put the hatch on the top right there. That seems cool. It requires glass, which we don't have, so should probably go track that down at some point. Let's see. Is there any quartz around here? Any quartz? Would you like to join me today? I guess I could take my storage crate and I could make it work like that. I don't know. I was hoping there would be like kind of a square area that we could use. And I know you don't want to use squares for anything underwater because when a force acts upon something, most people might not know this, but nature tends to work in circles. And so what'll happen is, let's say that you have a rock that has multiple planes of cleavage that result in it being a square shape over time. And when a frog gets in your throat, you're going to keep going. But anyways, you have something that's normally a square shape by its nature. It's just naturally square shaped. Nature is going to act upon that thing very, very aggressively because surface area is maximized along corners. And nature does not like surface area, whereas surface area is minimized on rounded surfaces or whatever. And so things tend towards spherical, I guess. Things tend towards a spheroidal structure in nature, especially if they're dissolvable or destructible or anything like that. I was going to do something right now, and I can't remember what it was. I was going to make some glass. That's right, so the glass is created. I should probably, like, take care of some of my hunger needs, too. But you know what? Not right now. There is science to be done. And until that science is concluded, we can go no further. Alright, SEABASE. That's pretty cool. I do wish they'd attach, like, side by side. I think that would make me happier is if I could widen this out a little bit. I definitely think it would be a little bit more homey. We got no power right now because in order to get power, what you have to do is you have to knife a fish. There we go. So the fish has been destroyed. Do I have any food on me right now? I don't suppose that I do or don't, do I? If I don't, what we'll do is we'll go over to the coral or the kelp field and we'll get a whole bunch of kelp and we'll eat the seaweed. Because nom nom nommers, yeah, we need the seaweed. Alright, off we go to eat some seaweed. Luckily, we should, if you go up towards the surface, it's actually easier to harvest this stuff because it keeps the stalkers away from you. Still, things to think about while you're out here. It's just something to get us by while I run back and I get our other supply taken care of. We got lots of stuff laying around. He said knowing, stalker's still on me? Alright. Whatever, we got enough health to where we can take it. We can take it. He is the underwater predator that we deserve. The one that we need. Whatever. I don't know Batman stuff. Let's go over here and get rid of that, which is weird because I have a lot of Batman comics, and I do really, really like Batman's graphic novels. But honestly, I get so caught up on so many different things. That's one of the ways where I'm very, very much like, are you for real right now? You little asshole. Fine, I'll go inside to eat. You're not going to let me enjoy my lunch out here in the water with all of you. All I wanted to do was have lunch in nature. Now you've ruined it. That's it. I wanted to have an underwater picnic. That was my life's goal. I hope you know that I gave that to the Make-A-Wish Foundation because I'm very not well. No, that's not right. You can't do that. You can't do that. Let's stay away. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. There are certain topics that are sketchy. Alright, so we needed, well, they're going to make me get fibers and bleach anyway so that I can make a med kit and heal myself. Or I could just commit suicide, and, you know, that would solve it up nice and proper, too. These stalkers, I swear, have they gotten more aggressive? They seem so much more aggressive than they used to be. Maybe it's just me. Did 30% damage to me. Alright, well, you come with me. Come on. Hurry it along. I need you right now. And if you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me. The part of me that is made out of seaweed. Why I've constructed parts of myself out of seaweed? Meh. Don't question it. It just happens. We probably should make some power cells and get that thing all moved over too so that we can start docking it and putting it in its proper place. But for right now, we got to work on inventory migration. I like our base. I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm hoping we can make it better, though. Because as it is right now, I think there's food in here, maybe. Yeah. Well... There's one. So that'll give us some water. I don't know what I did with the rest of my fish. This is weird. Either way, make me some filtered water. I know that I had the stuff around to make some bleach. Where it's run off to at this point, I don't know. Eat some creep vine real fast. No, I hate it when that happens. Sometimes when you close the chest down, it doesn't open. There's like an internal cooldown for how long it has to wait before it opens back up again. I had, yeah, there it is right there. That's what I need. And then I got the salt. So we shall take, and we'll do this properly here. We'll take the bleach. We'll create that for ourselves. We got our bleach all nice and fabricated. And we've got a med kit is the next thing that we need. And so we need 4 fibers. I only have 3. Great, fantastic. That means I got to go on yet another adventure. Luckily, there's a kelp field right here, but it raises the risk of us being stalkerized while we're down it. Yeah, exactly. He's already on us. They are a lot more aggressive than they used to be. I really feel like they are. I feel like they come after you a lot more quickly. I could probably fix that by bringing along the stasis gun, but it takes up so much space that it's just like... It's very, very difficult to justify carrying it around when I'm just trying to move things all over the place. Oop, another bit of salt. Yes, please. Please come with me. Alright, so we got the salt. Jump up in here. Make our med kit so that our health is no longer poopy. Use that real fast so our health is now in the orange, which is not that relaxing. If I ever saw a heads-up display of my own health and it was orange, I'd be like, Doctor! What does that mean? Doctor, why is that orange? Doctor! He'd be like, you need to calm down, sir. It just means that I set everything to be in the desert theme, which is how it works in this IC. You get to choose what theme you want in your particular... It's like, you know how on your Pit-Boy you get to choose the colors? Exact same concept. Let's move... We'll eat those. I'm trying to decide what I need versus what I don't need to bring back with me. I think moving the chest back from over here is probably a good plan. So let's do that. Where's my sea moth at? If you're wondering why I haven't moved my sea moth in a while, I'm using it as a placeholder until I move all my treasure chests around. Because it's the only thing around that actually allows me to know where my treasure chests are at. There's not a whole lot of other like landmarks around here, so I figured I'd lose it on the lickety-splickety if I didn't mark it with something, and so I left the sea moth over here. And that's that. Small storage, what you got for me? Lots and lots of salt. That sounds pretty good. and that's where the rest of my air sacs went. See, I knew there was air sacs around here somewhere. I think our inventory is probably going to be too full to manage that, but we do have water needs right now, so I'm going to go back to the pod. We'll get ourselves all nice and filled up. What I should have done is I should have done this on creative mode, but then a lot of the stuff is not threatening if you're not on like death mode, and so that's what I call that's what I call survival mode, is death mode. Let's make ourselves some water real fast. Yep. Yep, turning fishes into water rather than fishes into dishes, which is what we normally do. But you should see my Chinaware. Alright, so this over here, did we get everything? No. However, we don't really need everything either. So what I will consider doing is, let's put the titanium in there. We go back, we get the crate, and then we move it over to our base while looking for quartz along the way, because I'd like to build a couple viewports in there so that I can actually see. And then if we have any extra space, we'll bring more titanium with us. Nope, don't need the storage, just need to crack it on open. My inventory is not full right now. How does that still not fit? We have so much space right now. We're missing it by one. My God. Alright, well, back up and out here. It's the most random things that go wrong. It's the most random things that go wrong. Let's dive to the bottom of the ocean. We'll drop this crate off on this side. This migration period probably could have been done off camera, but frankly, if I say I'm going to do it off camera, I never do, because then I start working on other things, and I sit down and I start working on reviews and other random stuff. And so, like, I have to do it on camera, otherwise it never gets done. I should probably just put this one inside, shouldn't I? Let's just put it inside. Although I could build lockers inside, which are a lot less ugly than these. Like, hey! Like, don't worry about it. It's just your genetics. It's not your fault that you're ugly. You just kind of are. Keep that for our salt storage. There we go. A whole bunch of salt inside of there. And now we need to go on a quartz hunt, which I don't know if you can even find quartz in the redstone or the red grass biome. I know what you can find, parasites. And since I have no plan on sharing symbiosis with any other creature, although for it to be symbiosis, they have to give me some kind of like synergy, don't they? And see, I don't think that they do. They just suck my blood and make me weaker. So that's not synergy. That's, yeah, that's a parasite. So never mind. I don't want to end up with some weird case of, I don't know, sea crabs or something going on. Let's grab some scrap metal, because obviously we're going to need that in the future.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Copper ore, why not? I'm going to use one crate for salt and like food, and then I'm going to use the other crate for random goodies that we use to build and finish the base. I'll probably make like a little, like a T-junction or something, and have it all connect. I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed so far with the base building. The base building is cool, but it's not expansive enough. Like, I want to have like an underwater sea mansion. I've always dreamed of doing, you know those places that they have? There's a quartz right there. That's what I needs is. And then over on this side, titanium? No, copper. You and your copper. Far, far too much copper dropping out of those things. I need, well, let's down and in here. We do need the metals, so we'll take that. We've got a crash right there. He's like, hey, can I crash over here? And I'd be like, yeah, go ahead. I don't even own this cave. Crash wherever you want. Crash wherever you want. This tunnel's all covered in hair bumps. It's weird. Anyways. Follicles. Follicle, 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 follicle. It's a song that I'm working on. As you might assume, it's called hair. I'm thinking we might run into some, I don't know, litigation problems. Litigious, is that the word that I'm looking for? Anyways, we may run into some problems with litigation with the whole people thing from the show Hair, the opera or whatever. However, can you come with me? I don't really want to climb you right now so much as I want to bring you with me. And so there we go. Come along, sir. Come along. You need to come over here so that I can finally move my sea moth back over to this area. And once that's done, we can all be happy and gay and run around like just butterflies in the springtime. Let's go down, and luckily everything's kind of close. Like, I really like the place where we put our base. I'm pretty stoked about this little cave down here. I think it's going to be fun. I do wish that I could wall this off and make the whole area livable, but one thing at a time. One thing at a time. I think the first place I need to go... Let's dump off the constructor real fast. I don't think we need it anymore unless we wanted to have like a fleet of sea moths just for us. But I don't... Oh, it doesn't deploy unless I tell it to? Okay, well, go deploy then. Not going to need you for a while. But my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here as we reorganize things. It was a fun episode for me anyways. Hope it was a fun episode for you. I realize it's not the most thrilling of gameplay, but at the same time, it's just like stuff that needs to get done. And it takes so long off camera that I figure I'll have to do more explaining there, and then we spend half an episode explaining. So it's either I can do an episode where we move stuff, or I can do an episode where I explain, and I'd rather do an episode where we move stuff because that means I get to play video games. It's important to me. It's kind of what I do. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Hi, everybody.